Two iconic figures, two tragic and untimely ends. The murders of Tupac Shakur and the Notorious B.I.G. remain unsolved mysteries to this day. Their deaths cast a long, dark shadow over the music industry. Conspiracy theories still swirl. The question lingers: who killed Tupac and Biggie, and why? The world mourned two of hip-hop's brightest and most influential stars. Their untimely deaths marked a significant turning point. The East Coast-West Coast rivalry reached a tragic and violent climax. It left a void in the music world. The violence shocked and saddened fans. It also forced a reckoning within the industry. The deaths of Tupac and Biggie transcended music and culture. They became a cultural phenomenon, remembered by many. The events exposed the dark underbelly of the music industry. They highlighted the dangers of gang culture and pervasive violence. The impact of their loss is still deeply felt today. The 1990s, a golden age for hip-hop, a time when the genre was evolving rapidly and gaining mainstream popularity. But beneath the surface, a bitter rivalry was brewing, one that would shape the future of hip-hop. On one side, the East Coast, where the beats were hard and the lyrics were raw. New York City was its epicenter, the birthplace of hip-hop culture. It was home to gritty lyrics and boom-bap beats that echoed through the streets. The Notorious B.I.G, also known as Biggie Smalls, was a major player in this scene. His label, Bad Boy Records, ruled the airwaves, bringing East Coast hip-hop to the masses. On the other side, the West Coast, with its own unique sound and style. Los Angeles was the hub, a city that pulsed with creativity and innovation. It pulsed with G-funk rhythms and tales of street life, painting vivid pictures of the West Coast experience. Tupac Shakur, a poet and a revolutionary, was its most prominent voice. His label, Death Row Records, challenged the East Coast dominance with its bold and unapologetic style. The rivalry was more than just music. It was a clash of cultures and ideologies. It was about respect, identity, and power, with each side vying for supremacy. Each coast fiercely defended its territory. The tension was palpable and the stakes were high. It played out in songs, interviews, and public appearances, with each side taking shots at the other. Bravado and diss tracks fueled the fire, turning the rivalry into a full-blown feud. A cultural war was waged on wax, with each record adding fuel to the flames of competition. The seeds of discord were sown long before the tragic deaths of Tupac Shakur and Christopher Wallace, better known as Biggie Smalls. At the heart of the feud was a complex web of factors. Personal disputes, regional differences, and the ever-present media hype all played a significant part. The media often sensationalized the rivalry, turning it into a spectacle that fans and the public couldn't ignore. The rivalry was as much about perception as it was about reality. Misunderstandings and rumors fueled the fire, making it difficult to separate fact from fiction. One event stands out as a turning point: the 1994 shooting at Quad Studios in New York City. Tupac was shot multiple times and robbed in the lobby of the studio. He was there to record with another artist, but the night took a violent turn. In the aftermath, Tupac publicly accused Biggie and his entourage of being involved in the attack. They vehemently denied any involvement. The incident deepened the already existing divide between the East Coast and West Coast hip-hop communities. The shooting escalated the rivalry to unprecedented heights, making it more than just a musical competition. It marked a shift from lyrical sparring and diss tracks to real-life violence and street confrontations. The incident cast a dark cloud over the hip-hop world, affecting artists and fans alike. It set the stage for a series of retaliatory acts, each more severe than the last. The feud spiraled further out of control, becoming a tragic chapter in the history of hip-hop. The rivalry between the East Coast and West Coast was fueled by a steady stream of diss tracks. These tracks were more than just songs, they were declarations of war, each one more incendiary than the last. These songs were verbal grenades, designed to explode on impact and cause maximum damage. Artists used them to attack their rivals, not just to prove their lyrical prowess, but to assert dominance in the hip-hop world. They hurled insults and made threats, each line crafted to cut deep and leave a lasting scar. The diss tracks kept the feud in the public eye, ensuring that the rivalry was never far from the headlines. They also escalated the tension, turning what might have been a simple musical competition into a full-blown conflict. One of the most infamous diss tracks was Tupac's "Hit 'Em Up," a song that still resonates today. The song was a scathing attack on Biggie and his bad boy associates, leaving no stone unturned in its quest to humiliate. Tupac accused Biggie of knowing about the Quad Studios shooting, a claim that added fuel to the already raging fire. He also claimed to have slept with Biggie's wife, Faith Evans, a statement that shocked fans and critics alike. The track sent shockwaves through the hip-hop community, leaving everyone to pick sides in this escalating war. The media played a significant role in amplifying the East Coast-West Coast rivalry, turning it into a national spectacle. Newspapers and magazines sensationalized the feud, often exaggerating the animosity for the sake of sales. They often portrayed the artists as violent thugs, feeding into stereotypes and further inflaming public opinion. This coverage further inflamed the situation, making it difficult for any peaceful resolution to be reached. It also contributed to a climate of fear and mistrust, not just between the artists but among their fans and communities as well.